This is the letter that Walt Disney wrote of the creation of Mickey Mouse.
The bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife.
To infinity and beyond!
What's going on, guys? Disney Dan here. Welcome back into the channel, and today we're doing a kind of a collection video today of my library of Disney books. Now, I haven't read all of my Disney books. I've got so many, and my library is growing every week, month, like it's crazy, and I just have a big fascination of collecting Disney knowledge on my bookcase. Now, some of these are, factual books, some of these are fictional books, some are ripped in detail of parks, Walt Disney himself, characters, like there's a lot, and I'm looking forward to showing you all my Disney books. Before we get started, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell, and let me know in the description box below which is your favorite Disney book you have ever read. The first collection I have is my Twisted Tales collection. I was given this by a really great friend of mine, and it has four of the three, I can't count, of the Twisted Tales books. It has the Belle story, the Aladdin story, and the Sleeping Beauty story. Now, these are really, really fun books. It's a little bit of a different take on Disney fairy tales, and I would definitely give them a try. They are really, really great if you're really into the films, and it gives it a little bit of a darker tone to them, and it's kind of telling you what if something happens. So Twisted Tales, check them out, they are really, really great. Another great book series that I really enjoyed that I haven't actually finished yet, although it's taken me a long time too, it's the Kingdom Keepers series. Now, the Kingdom Keepers series, I've read 1, 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. There's still a couple left to go. I think there's 7 of the books. But I really enjoy the Kingdom Keepers books because they kind of give you an insight of Walt Disney World and Disneyland and Disney Cruise Line behind the scenes, but in a in a fictional kind of way, and I really enjoy how it was written. Ridley Pearson does a great job, and it's a really, really easy read, so I'll definitely check these out. They're really, really fun, the Kingdom Keepers series. Next up, who doesn't love a little bit of trivia? I have these, which is the Hidden Magic of Walt Disney World, 1st and 2nd edition. I believe a lot of people have these books, but they're really good. They're by Susan Venice. They're really, really fun books to give you 600 different fun facts, pretty much, about Walt Disney World, and then I've got the 2nd edition. They're really great. I really enjoy these. I don't use them as much. I don't read them as much as some of the other books because I feel like there are so many better ones, but they're fun to have in the collection. Another one in the collection that I don't tend to use too often is my Disney Trivia from the Vault. This is actually from Dave Smith. He's the chief archivist of the Walt Disney Archives. This is great because it's not really trivia, it's more just giving you a load of fun facts as well. I really like this because it actually asked a lot from the public, and these were questions asked, and I really, really enjoyed these. So yeah, the Disney Trivia from the Vault is a great book to have in the collection, but again, I don't really use it too much. The next one on my list is something very special to me, and that is the One Little Spark, Mickey's 10 Commandments on the Road to Imagineering. This was written by Disney legend Marty Sklar, and this is how you become an Imagineer, pretty much. This is such a beautiful book. And it's not just like, it doesn't give you a backstory of Imagineering, it tells you what a criteria of an Imagineer needs to hit every single time. What creative ideas an Imagineer needs to be. And this is just such a beautiful book, and I recommend this to everybody. So, One Little Spark, Mickey's 10 Commandments, and The Road to Imagineering. I count this one as a book. It is my program guides to my Disney college program. So this I add into my library because it actually gives you everything about what the Walt Disney World College program is all about. It's your bread and butter. It's your blueprint of how to become a Disney cast member and what your program is like. And I've got my name tag there, Dan, on the cover. Yeah, this is I will never get rid of this. This is just my pride and joy, and remembers that time in 2016 which I absolutely loved. So my Disney International College Program Guide. Moving on to my Jim Korkis collection, famously known as the Disney Historian. I am a big fan of Jim Korkis, and I have 4 of his Vault of Walt series. Now, the Vault of Walt series are personally one of my favorite book series to own, just because it tells you the untold stories of Walt Disney, the parks, the movies. There's so many interesting different stories that people have never really heard of before, and I really like it because they are stories that are so wacky and so you wouldn't even think of. His lost recipe of Walt Disney's favorite apple pie, How Saving Mr. Banks, Fact versus Fiction, the secret origin of hidden Mickeys. I mean, there's so many stories here. I would definitely check these out. I think there's now 6 or 7 books, and I just love how Jim Korkis writes. He's a wonderful author, and I recommend him, which is why I actually bought this book, which is Who's Afraid of Song of the South. For me, this is all about, obviously, the film Song of the South, and it tells you an honest opinion of everything that is with Song of the South. The film itself, the controversy, what the cast was of the controversy. This book explains everything, and when I see and hear people talk about the film and talk about how it should be banned, I feel like people should read this first before making judgments, because after I read this book, it just changed my opinion so much on the movie, and I think this really brings a bit of light to the film. So Who's Afraid of Song of the South, please read it. It's a wonderful book, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, one of my favorite podcasters, actually my favorite podcaster on the internet, is Lou Mongello from WDW Radio. I've met Lou, I've been a fan of his for nearly a decade, really, and I love his books. Now, the first book I bought from him was his Walt Disney World Trivia book, and this is volume 2 because I could not get volume 1. It was sold out. It's not being produced anymore. But this is my go-to book for trivia. It is a beautiful book, and I love this so much because when I met Lou, he signed it, and this is, I'm such a big fan of Lou and his take on Disney. He is so inspirational, and this book is phenomenal, and this is my go-to for trivia book, hands down. And because he wrote another book, The 102 Ways to Save Money for and at Walt Disney World, if you need your proper Disney traveling guide, this is the book to go to. The 102 Ways to Save Money before and at Walt Disney World. It's literally 102 steps of ways to save money for and at Walt Disney World, and he gives you 40 free things to do at Walt Disney World. I love this. I love this book, and I'm a big fan of Lou Mongello. Another big fan, I am a big fan of my good friend Corey Meets World, and no, Corey hasn't written a book, although I think he should. Corey very generously gave me the D23 Expo event guide, and I was very honored to receive this from Corey. He decided to give me one of these, and I'm very, very grateful for that, and it has always been my dream to go to D23. Thank you very much, Corey, for allowing me to have this, and I'm very honored to have it, so thank you so much. Now, as you know, I'm a big foodie, and I'm a big fan of Galaxy's Edge over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, so I had to get the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge cookbook. This is phenomenal. You got everything from blue milk to Ronto roasters to your fuzzy tauntauns. This is the book for all your Star Wars foodie, nerdy goodness. It is great. I haven't cooked anything out of here just yet, but I will do because I want to do it for a video. So if you want to see me cook something from this book, yeah. Now, one of my favorite things on Disney Plus is the Imagineering story. It is a wonderful, wonderful series, but I would say that this is the book form of the Imagineering story, and it's simply called Imagineering. This is the holy grail of Imagineering. This is how pretty much everything was made. Everything up until 2018, 2019. I mean, it's even got stuff in Galaxy's Edge in here. And this was written a couple of years ago. Just a beautiful book. It's so beautiful, I've barely opened it because I don't want to damage it. It is such a wonderful, wonderful book. It's written by the Imagineers themselves. I love this book. If you haven't got this book, I would highly recommend it if you can find it. I think you can find it at Disney, so go get it, put it down nice and gently. Next book on my list that I actually haven't read yet, it is Disney's Land. This is written by Richard Snow. This pretty much tells you a lot about Disneyland itself and everything that went into it. Every not just attraction or show, but what the business side of it was. A witty, wild, wondrous, tilt a world of a book. It absolutely is. But I've really enjoyed. I've read about a third of this book and I really want to continue reading that. Next one on my list is another big book. Walt Disney's World of Fantasy. This is all about animation. Now, I didn't even know I had this book. My parents had this book and I saw it on the shelf and I had to have it. I had to have it. So it's now in my collection. It is a stunning book of Disney animation, from everything from Flowers and Trees and Steamboat Willie to, Mary Poppins and the Jungle Book. I mean, you got beautiful imagery. Beautiful imagery. It's so beautifully illustrated. Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan. It's a stunning book. I love this book, and I'm glad that I didn't even know I had it. So pretty happy. My penultimate book is Neil Gaiman's Walt Disney Biography. This is the book about Walt Disney. There are a load of biographies about Walt Disney, but I believe this one, this big, thick, detailed book of Walt Disney, written by Neil Gaiman, doesn't hold any punches. It tells you everything that it needs to tell you, but in such beautiful detail, and I just love the way it's written and gives you an honest story of who this man was and why this man was one of the greatest to ever live. So, Walt Disney, the biography, Neil Gaiman, you gotta get it. My final book is this. It's called The Disney Treasures. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of people know about this book, but it's a stunning book inside its own house. This is a book that has, firstly, a CD, but it goes from the very start of Walt Disney and up to the modern day. But it has so many sort of replicas of treasures. So, for example, there's an envelope here which you can open. You'll love this. There's an envelope you can open. You can pull out this, and this is this is this is not the real one. This is the letter that Walt Disney wrote to his wife of the creation of Mickey Mouse. I mean, it's just, look, it's not the actual thing, but to have a copy of that, it's just amazing. Just so many stories. Snow White, you got Snow White, the original Snow White board game that came out with the film. Here we go. This is all about Disneyland. And right here, next to Dr. Ludwig von Drake, Disneyland, I'm not going to get them all out. Disneyland opening day tickets. Disneyland opening day tickets. Obviously, again, they aren't real. They are replicas. But just to have a copy of those is just phenomenal. So this Disney book is filled with treasures. I love this book, and if you can find it on the internet, I definitely recommend it. It is just beautiful. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed my Disney book collection. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite Disney book is from my collection, or what is your favorite book from your collection. I want to know, and what book you should recommend to me to buy to add to my library of Disney book collections. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are amazing. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at DIZNEYDAN. Thank you once again to all my Disney Dan members. You guys absolutely amazing. If you would like to be a member, the link is in the description box below. Thank you so much to my partner channels, Mickey's Magic, RobFuz, Mouse Talk, and the Viapree Project. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So live your life with a smile each and every day. I'll see you guys all real soon. Goodbye.